Alafia. I'm Philip John Nymark, the founder of the IFA Foundation International, and I'd like to welcome you to the weekly Ifascope. Another iteration of the weekly Ifascope. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the Ifascope is an up-close and personal look at the events of the coming week. Now, what are those events? Well, in this kind of reading, it's impossible to tell you. But it is not impossible to tell you that your response to these can be ascertained and delineated by a rumula or the universe in a manner that allows you to maximize the positive aspects and to minimize the negative aspects. Certainly we're all going to have different, components. If you were doing an individual reading, we could examine those components, but in this setting, the best thing we can do is tell you to put aside your knee-jerk or automatic responses, those things which see you through life, either aware or unaware that you're doing them, but that catalog into a group of responses that you have no control over. The universe, having looked at tens of thousands, perhaps more, but that'll do, of these situations, of the permutations, of the people losing jobs, getting jobs, having a baby, not being able to conceive, on and on and on, allows the universe to quantify which responses will be appropriate for the coming week and most valuable to you. It's so simple. All you have to do is listen. And speaking of listening, this last week was a week off for Iavas's seminar, and it begins again this Wednesday. So if you'd like to contact her, you can look at our website and drop her an email and say, hey, I'd like to see, be part of the Wednesday group, and I'd like to do it from 7:30 to 8:30, or I'd like to do it from 8:30 to 9:30. And she'll get back to you, and you'll begin to learn what IFA is really about. Because frankly, just to follow blindly is not intelligent, but to follow while learning, because learning and knowledge is power, is intelligent. So let's take a look at what's going on this week. And frankly, it's a good week for us. The Odu for the coming week is Obi-Ika. That's in the everyday temporal side of our life. New beginnings. It's Obi, the Big Bang Theory. All things happening to somebody somewhere at some point in time. Light after the darkness. Fresh beginnings. All good as long as you keep your head level, as long as you keep examining the reason you're doing it. Does it work for the long term? On the emotional spiritual side, it is the energy of Ika, and that is an energy of events from the past, things which we perhaps recognize, perhaps we don't, but things that we acted upon or failed to act upon or acted upon incorrectly resurface in either exact or more probably similar, very similar fashion, and give us the opportunity of this time around making the right decision. So the cast for it being on path was Idi Irete, which shows all the elements of Oshun, all the elements of love, of sensuality, of children, on our temporal side. And on the emotional spiritual side, it's letting the pressures of everyday life guide us or force us into doing that which we should be doing. Nothing extraordinary, simply normal everyday pressures. Or if you're an IFA initiated priest or priestess, then it's a matter of doing your everyday Ifa work. Nicely enough, the energy comes, as I said, on path. And the indication is strongly that it's for our destiny. When I say strongly, it's Ogbimeji, the number one Odu. Then the Big Bang Theory in caps, as it were. New ideas, new beginnings, new whatever, everything's starting. But again, it's the measure twice, cut once admonition of the tailors or seamstresses that makes that work for you. It isn't a matter of getting something, it's a matter of getting something good for you. Opportunities carry both good and bad opportunities. If you keep it on course, if you say, hey, this is going to get me what I would like, or will open up my life in a way that brings good things to me in the long run, good for the planet, good for my neighbors, good for the people I love, etc., then it's a good thing. So that's, that's for destiny. It doesn't really get much better than that, except to say that the Ibo for the week is RRE. And what better place to give thanks to our destiny. The RE, of course, is contained in the crown of our head and contains a number of elements, which I guess we should talk about at some point in time. But for right now, the Ibo is candle. I prefer tea candles. You could have a large candle, whatever. And coffee. It could be black, could be cream and sugar, could be whatever you want. But coffee to your RE. What does that suggest? It suggests that we must stay alert this week. That this is a week for staying alert. All right? Don't forget. Love and blessings.